it. All right, but from the result reactions, it's Kellton Tech we need to focus on. They announced a stable set of numbers with a top-line growth of about 8%. There's a bit of expansion in the margins as well to about 14%. Niranjan Chintam, the founder and chairman of Kellton Tech, now joins in. Hi, Mr. Chintam. Good morning to you. First up, let me start with your top line, because for the first half of the year, you've done almost about 300 crores. I think you had guided for a top line of about 650 odd crores for the full FY17. Are you on track now just to meet that guidance, or do you think you could exceed that as well?
See, today, I want to be conservative and tell you that, we would be on target to meet, we'll be in the range of 625 to 650. With I guess, good luck, we may be able to beat that, but, I don't want to count that today.
All right, but 625 to 650 is definitely what you're going to do, Niranjan. It looks pretty doable, considering that you've done 300 crores in the first half of the year.
Yeah, the growth rate that we are growing at just organically itself, that we should be able to achieve that. But we also, like I think you are aware, multiple times we discussed this, we're also looking at inorganic growth.
True.
If anything closes before that, we should be able to achieve that other run rate target I gave earlier, where we were thinking about on a March end, we should be around 225 a quarter. So the run rate, there is a confusion also, Nigel. I just want to take this opportunity to clarify.
Sure.
Whenever we talk about run rate, we're talking about, let's say I give a 600 crore run rate, divide by 4, that becomes the 150 is that quarter's run rate. That is how we've been talking about, and that is confusing a lot of investors. So, thank you for giving me the opportunity to clarify that. So if there is an acquisition, we should be able to achieve the earlier run rate that we talked in the last call.
All right. So you're talking about an inorganic, an acquisition. How soon can this acquisition come about? You were also looking at raising some funds, and if that comes about, 225 crores per quarter, doable?
Yes, if it comes about, it's doable. Yeah, absolutely, yes.
All right. How soon can we hear about this acquisition? What will be the size of the acquisition? How will you fund it? You were looking at raising some funds earlier?
We are in various discussions with multiple companies, Nigel. As soon as we get to a state where we can announce it, we will announce that to you. I guess you'll be the first person to know, because we always come on your channel. And to answer your question about, how we're going to fund that, for us, today the debt cost is around 5.5%. And as you know, there's a lot of headwinds with the IT industry, and raising money has become a little bit tough, but, it's still a work in progress for us for the equity round. Whereas for the debt, 5.5% is very easy, and we're able to raise that fund very, very quickly, both in India as well as in the U.S.
All right. All right. So, Niranjan, just give us some details, and how's your balance sheet looking currently?
The balance sheet is looking very, very strong. We have reduced the long-term borrowing by about 3.5 crores. We have current maturities. We have reduced it by 5.5 crores.
So what's your debt currently?
Currently, it's around 76 crores is what it is. 76
crores. And for this acquisition, given that you're so confident and you're getting loans at 5.5%. What would you be looking to raise? Something like 100 crores, 75 crores? What could be the amount of debt?
No, we probably are not looking at that huge a number.
Okay.
At most, we'll be looking at probably about $3 to $4 million is what we're looking at to raise the money.
All right.
Not more than that.
And what about the QIP?
The QIP is a work in progress. Like I was saying earlier, there's a headwinds for the IT industry, right? So we're facing that. So we still have a few investors that are interested. So we're looking to close the full round. So, hopefully we're waiting for a couple more to agree, and then we close it.
Okay. I also understand that you have only limited exposure to the UK. So is it correct to assume that you've seen no adverse impact at all of the pound depreciation?
Yes, there is no adverse impact. Our revenue is probably around 2% from the UK, with a few customers only. While we have a growth strategy to expand into Europe, we are well positioned because we're also in Ireland. Even if British exits out of Europe, we are part of Europe by our headquarters in Ireland, where Ireland is growing very aggressively there.
All right, Mr. Chintam, then could you help us out? You were looking at Asia Pacific as one of the growth drivers. A lot of talk about digitalization as well. Give us some, throw us some color on that, both these two factors.
Sure. So digitization or digital transformation is the latest buzzword everybody is talking about. Every company that is out there are either doing a digital transformation or will be doing digital transformation. 2017 is when, calendar year 2017, is when we think, there's going to be an inflection point for this digital transformation. Gartner is talking about by 2020, every company in the industry, at least 75% of the companies have to go digital or have a digital transformation story. Coming to the Asia-Pacific market, recently our salespeople went to Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. They came back and said, hey, they are behind us in certain aspects when it comes to digital transformation. So what we have done here in India, we will be able to replicate there because they are behind on those. And they came back and said, you need to hire about 100 people just to support that region. So our target is within the next 6 months or before the financial year ends, we want to hire another 100 people for the organic growth part of it.
All right, for the moment, Niranjan, we leave it at that. Thanks very much for stopping by. That's a word coming in from Kellton Tech, and the stock also actually spiking higher in reaction to this interview. And, this is a company, Nigel, that I think they manage the treasury for JP Morgan. They also account Snapdeal amongst one of their clients. So Kellton Tech about 2.5% higher.